Hi everybody! Today's project is another really fun recycled art project, and I think you're going to really enjoy learning how to do this. And one of the best things about this project is you don't have to invest money in materials. You have everything you need for this project at home. And it is a texture art collage painting. And so what we are going to make, and actually we're going to paint this one, but we're going to make a texture collage, and then we're going to experiment with paint on top of that texture. So all you need to get started is you need to find different kinds of paper or materials with different textures, different weights. And so I have here part of a shopping bag. I have the cardboard from a tissue box. I have some bubble wrap. I have parchment paper. I have some tin foil, some Christmas wrapping paper, wax paper, cardboard, sandpaper. I even have a textured paper towel. And then I have these fun little things that were some filling that came in a package. And so I'm just going to take them apart and lay them flat on my paper. So once you have all those different materials assembled that you want to use, you need to figure out what you're going to put them on. What is your base going to be? I'm just using a piece of poster board. You can use a piece of cardboard. You can use cardstock. You can really use anything you would like for this. Once you add your items on the front, glue those things on, it will be a little bit more rigid. So it doesn't have to be rigid to begin with, but if that's something that you would like to do, you certainly can. You can use a piece of a cardboard box if you would like. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut our different textured items into different sizes and shapes. Now I primarily have used rectangles and triangles, but you can really use any shape. Circles, you can do swirling lines. You can use whatever you would like. This is your design. You get to decide. And so then all you're going to do is you're going to start gluing those onto your base. And so I have liquid glue. A glue stick may work just as well. It might be better for younger ones. And I'm just going to start putting things onto my paper. And I kind of have pre-cut them just to save some time. But you're just going to start layering things on, one at a time. And then you can watch as your design comes together. You can change how you want to make it look. You can add pieces. If it doesn't look exactly like you want it, you can change it. You can add another layer. This is actually the oval from this first one. I kept the frame part and I'm going to use it in this piece. Almost like a photo frame. Now for younger ones, a glue stick might be a little more easy to handle. Older kids or adults, if you want to use glue, you can. I can be a little bit messy at times, but that's the great thing about this project. You can be messy with it, and it's okay. I even have a couple of pieces of paper towel to put on here, and different colors. I have some sandpaper, which I think is going to be really fun. And you're just going to keep sticking things on here in different shapes and sizes and colors until you get the look that you want. Now, this is really more of an abstract work of art, but if you want to make it less abstract, you certainly can do that. Again, this is your art. You are free to do with it whatever you would like. I think I'm going to use this piece of cardboard right here. So I'm just going to keep gluing pieces and parts on. Everybody needs a little textured paper towel and a little bubble wrap in their lives, right? And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is your piece of art. You can make it however you want. Now I would caution you, you need to be sure whatever materials you're using are fair game. You know, don't go get something that somebody's going to need later because you're not going to be able to get it back. It's going to be in your piece of art permanently. So you want to make sure that it's either in the recycle bin or the junk mail, in the garbage. Some people use pizza boxes. I actually took a piece of cardboard apart so I could get the corrugated part to show. Because I really like that texture. And I wanted it to be more interesting. And that's the whole point. You want to find enough variety in what you've chosen that you have interest, that it's interesting. And it's a lot of fun just to check it out and decide what you want to do and how you want to do it. And if you want to even lay it out before you start gluing so that you can see what it all looks like, that's perfectly fine. All right, so here is my paper collage with different textures. And so while I am waiting for this one to dry, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start painting this one. And so I had kind of decided that I wanted to use 3 colors in my painting. I'm going to use a light blue, white, and a royal blue. Those are the 3 colors that I'm going to use. You can use any colors. For younger kids, it's really better if you use watercolors. Older kids and adults can obviously handle acrylics. But any of it works just fine. And you can actually use a variety of paintbrushes, or you can use a Q-tip if you don't have paintbrushes. Just any way for you to get the paint onto your piece of art. And so this one and this one are what we call pouncers. So you would actually dip them in the paint and then you just dot them onto your surface. And so it doesn't allow you to do strokes, but you can just make dots with that. I have a foam brush here in case I want to see what that looks like. And so we're just going to start applying some paint to some different surfaces to see what it looks like. And it's interesting to see what the same color of paint applied with the same applicator looks like on different textures. You don't have to have any special kind of equipment for this. Matter of fact, you can even make your own watercolors with food coloring. And I'm just trying to get some of this color on with the same applicator onto the different surfaces so you can see how the texture impacts what it looks like. And if you've ever painted on foil, and honestly, I really didn't have a design in mind. I just am starting to put paint on the page. And so I want to show this to you so you could see how the different textures pick up the paint differently and how the paint looks different. And if you were to take this brush, for example, and apply paint to those same surfaces, it is also going to have look different. And so this one is a project where you can really experiment. Almost got an ombre going on there. You can be very, very creative. If you have stencils, you can also use those if you want to create different designs. Or you can do that just all on your own, freehand. And as you apply more and more paint to the different surfaces, you'll see what you like, what you don't like. I don't consider myself to be an artist at all, but this is something that you can really have a lot of fun with. It's always good to have something to clean your brush off in between colors. Let's use this little brush here and see what it does with the paint. If you want to enhance frame out the lines around your different pieces, you can do that. And it's all really just for fun. You know, this is about your design and your plan for this piece of art. And so you want it to feel the way you want it to feel. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. Well, that's cool. So you'll see different things that really gives it an awesome effect. Now, whenever you feel like you've painted all you want to paint, that is your decision. You can keep going. So here's what I have done so far. Again, very abstract. You see lots of texture and lots of color. And so that's all there is to this project. You're taking a few scraps of recyclables or common materials you have around the house, and you're layering them on to turn them into a very unique and individual piece of art. And so I actually have a lesson plan created for you to use step by step, using some design principles that you're going to learn throughout this process. And so thank you for joining me today, and I hope you really enjoy this art project, creating a texture art collage.